Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first stream of 2020. Yes, welcome everyone to a new year. I'm speaking to you from 2020 now, not from 2019. Isn't that exciting? How's everyone doing? Welcome everyone. Hopefully you so far the new year has treated you well. I hope that these first several hours of the new year have treated you well. Now, depending on where you are, it might actually be the 2nd of January, but I am still well into the 1st of January 2020. It is 10:47 a.m. I am ready for excitement and fun. I'm ready for great gameplay streams. I'm ready for hanging out and chilling with you guys. I'm ready for the future, and I hope that you are too. All right, guys? So, here's the deal. It's time for 6 more days of streaming fun. We've got great variety to start off the new year for sure with the kind of stuff that I'm doing here on stream. Should definitely entertain whoever, all right? Whoever is watching my stuff. No matter what you're looking for, you should have a good time, all right? Well, it's funny because I just started talking. I have to sneeze. Give me a second to blow my nose. I'll be right back. Sorry. Okay, I'm back, everybody. So, yes, welcome to a new year and 6 straight days chock full of new gameplay streams for all of you. I hope you're all doing well. Let's talk about what you guys can expect this coming week, because, man, if we got a big amount of variety. We've got continuing playthroughs, concluding playthroughs, playthrough starting up. Like, we've got a good mix of pretty much everything that you could want. All right, first of all, today, we start off the new year with some Pokemon fun. And for those of you who've been following along the playthrough all along, today's a momentous day because we're finally finishing the main storyline of Pokemon Sword, okay? We're actually in the Pokemon League Finals where we're about to very shortly face Leon for the championship. Now, what happens after that, I have no idea. But it's obvious that the story isn't just going to end out of nowhere, okay? So, we're going to see what happens today in the story. And, you know, I'm sure there's going to be some post-game. That's what everyone's been telling me, is that there's post-game stuff that's good to do. And it actually unlocks the final Pokemon that up to now have not been available yet to capture. So, I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are excited for that too. The stream will start off with the usual hijinks, where we're going to have to finish up. Well, actually, it's not. Okay, let me rephrase that. The stream will not start off with the usual hijinks because we're in the middle of the Pokemon tournament, right? So what I'm wondering is, do I have the ability to go to a Pokemon Center and, for example, do the usual thing that I do, which would be trade out Pokemon in order to have Pokemon in the party that you guys want to see and vote on with your Penne points? Will we have the ability to have the jobs come back and send out more Pokemon on jobs? Or are we stuck in the finale of the story until it's done, and then we can do that stuff, right? Because what I was thinking is there's no point in doing the whole Penne points thing before we start until I'm sure that we can do it. You know what I mean? Like, why let's do Penne points so people can choose Pokemon. Oh, by the way, you can't do that for 2 hours because we're stuck in the endgame story, right? So I think we're kind of stuck And I don't really know what else. I know you probably can't. Yeah, I don't know. Alicia Ninja says you should be able to access your PC box anywhere. Yeah, I think you could switch in and out Pokemon, but like for example, you can't have Pokemon come back from jobs and stuff. And most of my Pokemon are out on jobs. So if someone's like, "Oh, I want to see this Pokemon on your team," and I can't get them back from a job, then there's no point in doing it, right? So I think we're gonna do stuff a little bit differently today. Here's what we'll do. All right, we're gonna boot up the game. We're gonna finish up the story. Once the main storyline's completed and now I have freedom over my party again, where we can go to a Pokemon Center and we can call the Pokemon back from jobs and the like, then I will enable the perks by which you guys can use your Penne points to choose 3 Pokemon for the party, and then we'll get that set up, and then we'll enter into the post-game content of the game, okay? So a little bit different today than the usual Pokemon stream, just to FYI so you guys know, all right? Also, as usual, whoever is the top contributor by the end of today's stream will get to name a Pokemon. So, if, you contribute today and you end up being the top contributor at the end of the stream, think about a Pokemon you want to name and a good name for it, all right? Because you'll be able to do so. Fair enough? Okay. So, this should be a good day. Seeing how the story concludes, opening up the post-game content, and then hopefully doing some fun stuff, catching some Pokemon and the like. I would love that, okay? Later tonight, it's PUBG, our first Battle Royale stream of 2020. I don't know how it's going to go, quite frankly. Last week was very hit or miss, meaning mostly miss. I didn't really care too much about the gameplay. We interacted a bunch, and that was fun. So we'll just see how it goes this week, all right? And that's that. Then tomorrow, we continue on with my Final Fantasy VI playthrough, which I'm very excited for. As you guys know, I love the game, my favorite Final Fantasy of all time. And we're heading into the second half of the game, which I don't want to spoil and get ahead of ourselves because we do have a ways to go. We have a big dungeon to get through, some epic fights to go through, and some good stuff. But after that, the game really changes, all right? I'm not going to spoil, but the game definitely changes in a big way and gets very interesting, and I'm excited for the second half of the game. So that's going to be tomorrow's Final Fantasy VI stream. That should be great, okay? Then tomorrow night, Thursday night, we're finishing up Shenmue 3. Finally, yes, the playthrough will conclude. The game only has about an hour to an hour and a half left in it, the final area. We're going to finish that up and wrap it up for the year, all right? Oh, yeah. Finally finishing up that playthrough. Then on Friday, it's the big premiere of Knights of the Old Republic. And I say premiere, even though technically we've already started the playthrough. We started playing this game during the Christmas marathon. But I'm finally going to make it into the rotation as one of the main gameplay streams, okay? So that's going to be starting up on Friday. And then Friday night, it's going to be my weekly throwback Street Fighter stream. It may be the final one. All right, depending on how this stream goes and how entertaining it is and how much opposition we find in the game and how good the matches and connections are, it's going to determine how much longer I play Street Fighter as a weekly stream, all right? So let's see what happens in this stream on Friday night, okay? Saturday, we spin all the way back, so it's going to be more Pokemon on Saturday, all right? And Saturday night, I'm going to continue on with the Myst playthrough, which I started up a couple days ago. You guys really seem to enjoy me going through this kind of visual exploration and puzzle-style game, and I'm looking forward to that, further on Saturday night, okay? Then on Sunday, we swing back to Final Fantasy VI again for another major stream. And Sunday night, if everything goes according to plan this week, okay, which I hope it does, I hope that my scheduling and everything works the way that I'm hoping, Sunday night should be my big year-end series, okay? So this is going to be the most disappointing games of 2019 and the best games of 2019 countdowns live here on stream for you guys, okay? What it's going to be is just me basically talking about each game and showing a little bit of video footage while I do explaining why I feel each game, either it was good or bad this year and why, okay? In particular, the most disappointing games countdown is going to be the longest one I've ever done. I'm not exaggerating or kidding here. It's the longest one I've ever done because I actually feel that modern gaming is more disappointing than ever before with some of these games that come out that promise the world and then end up being incredibly deflating and underwhelming for various reasons. So it should be a fun countdown on Sunday night. I hope you'll join me for that. Again, as long as things go according to plan. All right? I hope that they do. And I hope that everything is fine. And, you know, if anything happens, I don't have time to work on this series beforehand, I'll let you guys know. But I'm hoping that I'll have time to work on it, and that'll be a Sunday night special. Okay? And then on Monday, yes, I'm still here streaming on Monday. It's probably going to be more Knights of the Old Republic and Minecraft. Okay? So that's a crazy 6 straight days of streaming. What a variety of stuff, right? 3 main games that I'm continuing on. Finishing up some games, year-end stuff. Good stuff coming up. I hope you guys will enjoy all of this, and you'll join me, you know, if you find any of that fun and entertaining. If not, well, sorry to say, there's not much I can do about that. I'm doing such a wide variety of stuff, I thought there's much more I could cram in there, okay? So, good stuff all around. I just want to remind everybody that right now, the nominations for the Viewer's Choice event are going on right now. So I strongly recommend that you nominate games that you want to see in the Viewer's Choice event. Please do, okay? The actual command to do so pops up in the stream chat every 20 minutes or so, but if you just want to take a look at it now, you can type !Viewer's Choice into the stream chat. It'll bring up the command by which you can go right to my forums and start nominating games. That'll be live at least for another week. All right, we'll have it go into early January, and then probably after about a week or so, then I'm going to turn that into a poll, depending on how many people nominated each game. So the most nominated games will make it to the poll by which people will be voting on, okay? So there you go. All right. All right, and outside of that, the only other thing, roughly around the middle of January, I'm going to be doing a special podcast that's going to do a lot of stuff. It's going to preview all of the games that are coming out in this year of 2020. It's also going to discuss some things that have happened in 2019 and kind of recap and then kind of preview some of the stuff that's happening in 2020 and all kinds of fun stuff. It's going to be a very big cumulative podcast that people have been asking for to get caught up on me and everything going on with me, and that's going to happen, like I said, roughly around the middle of the month. We'll see exactly when I can schedule that one in, okay? Okay. All right, guys, moving on. Let's go to the second segment of the pre-stream, the gratuitous plugs. I just want to say thanks for 11 years of allowing me to be a content creator for all of you. Thanks for hanging out with me and watching my daily gameplay experiences. Thank you for interacting with me on the interactive live streams that I now do. Thank you for everything. You know, for 11 years, no one's forgotten me, and I'm still here, and I'm still pertinent, and this is pretty awesome. I absolutely love what I do for a living, and I realize how grateful I need to be, and how grateful I definitely am for being able to do my passion as a job. You know what I mean? Like, this is something I grew up as my hobby, gaming. And then being able to do it, you know, for my job is amazing. So thank you for that, okay? That being said, I rely on crowdfunding contributions during the streams to keep going. It's 100% you guys here on the streams that keep me fueled for the future, all right? You know, it's your contributions that pay for pretty much for everything. Cost of games, the electricity in my house, my food, you know what I mean? Cost of internet, all that stuff is paid for by you via crowdfunding. And I'm so grateful for that, all right? So, if you enjoy the fact that I'm here at least 6 days a week full-time live streaming for you, if you enjoy the fact that I archive my live streams over on YouTube on DSPGaming, despite the fact that I make pretty much next to no ad revenue over there, and it pretty much is just you know, fan service for you guys. If all this is good stuff and you like it and you want to see it continue, please consider contributing via one of the following methods that I'm about to outline on stream. I'd be grateful and appreciative of anything that you guys lend, but in particular, you know, these ways help out a ton. The thing is, though, I want to let you guys know up front before we even get to the ways that you can contribute. Contributions are not mandatory, my friends. They are not. All right? Nothing is expected, nor do I feel like I'm entitled to anything just because I live stream. All right? Understand that. I'm insanely happy to know that people care about my opinions and like me enough that they want to hang out with me on a daily basis. I used to make YouTube videos for 2.5 years before I ever made any money doing it because it's my passion, not because it's my job. I would continue to stream if I couldn't make $1 doing it because I love it so much. So just understand that, please, and know that it is not mandatory that you contribute in any way. I don't want anyone coming to the stream feeling like they're being pressured or, oh man, I'm the odd man out because I didn't contribute today. It's not like that at all. I'm perfectly happy just to have you hang out and have a good time with me. But, matter of factly, it is your crowdfunding contributions that keep this going. So, of course, if you can contribute, I consider that going above and beyond just being a regular stream viewer, and I do appreciate that very much, okay? All right, so now without further ado, let's talk about ways you can contribute. First of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. This Patreon is a monthly campaign by which you guys can pledge, and your pledges earn you personal perks. In fact, if you pledged anytime during the month of December, FYI, your pledges should be clearing shortly. All right, very shortly, because today is the day when they actually process those pledges. And I will be contacting you within the next 1 to 2 days on Patreon to get you your perks. All right, so that's coming up shortly, FYI. So if you were a pledgee, expect to hear from me soon, okay? Thanks to anyone who did pledge. If you didn't or you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out all the details at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. When you pledge to my Patreon, you earn personal thank you perks as a way of me giving back for your contributions. All right, guys? So please consider it, and thank you very much to anyone who has or is currently a patron pledgee. Appreciate that. All right. I also have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, primarily t-shirts, but there's other stuff on there as well, including hoodies and stickers and mugs. Give that a look, teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Anything you buy from there helps me out, and you get a cool collectible out of the deal, so good stuff. But if you want to talk about the way that people primarily contribute during my live streams, it would definitely be a method where you can get live interactions with me and a shout out for your contribution, get some recognition on the live stream, right? The way to do that would be either to cheer with bits, subscribe to my channel, or tip me during the course of today's stream, all of which I will give you a shout out for live, as long as you are, not saying something insulting or negative to me in a message when you contribute, okay? Also, in addition to that, on the top of the screen, we got the Stream Stats leaderboard, and this tracks things like the top tipper and top cheerer of the day. So if you are one of those things, you'll get extra recognition on the leaderboard there, which is really nice, right? There's also 2 other leaderboards that are built into Twitch, including tracking the people who have gifted the most subscriptions to the channel for the week, as well as the top cheerers of the week. And we're going to review those as well before we get started here today. So there's many, many ways that you can contribute, many ways to get recognized. I'm grateful for all of them. But very matter-of-factly, the way that helps me out the most is tipping me. When you tip me during a live stream, those are funds I get immediately. Those are funds I can put towards a bill, towards the cost of buying a game. In particular, this time of year, there's a lot of tax factors and things going into effect. So it is all of that that helps me out. And tipping, because I get that right away, is the best way to contribute, all right? So that being said, how do you tip? Below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat to bring up a link to my PayPal tips page. A couple of things to know about tipping. First of all, you don't need a PayPal account to do it. That is a misconception. When you go to my PayPal tips page, you should see options to contribute via MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and Discover, if you have them, of course. And that does not involve a PayPal account at all. That's just like sending a payment via any payment processor over the internet for any kind of a thing. If you don't see those options, you're probably on a mobile device like a phone. And if that's the case, it's because phones usually don't display the PayPal page properly. You need to basically load it as a desktop page in order for those options to show up, FYI. So if it's not working for you, you might want to check it out on a desktop computer, okay? Now, in addition to that, something very important in regards to anyone who contributes to a live streamer, I want you guys to be safe. I want your identities to be protected, and I don't want people to harass you online. So I strongly recommend, if you're going to contribute to any stream today, do your best to hide your real identity. First of all, never use your real name in any kind of a contribution to a streamer. If you're going to tip me, for example, you could tip anonymously, all right? Or you can completely make up a name that has nothing to do with the real you. That way no one can associate that with you, all right? I also strongly recommend you don't use the name of anything associated with your social media accounts like your Twitter or your Facebook. That's a way for people to get access to your personal information. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of malicious people out there on the internet that want to hurt you just for the sake of the fact that they can. There's no ultimate goal behind it. It's not like them harassing you on social media does anything to anyone but you. You see what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to get personal gain by doing this. They basically just get their jollies knowing that they can hurt someone random on the internet with no repercussions to them. Okay? So please understand that. And please do what you can to protect yourselves. Again, I strongly recommend you just say anonymous, or you just make up a completely different name from who you really are if you're going to contribute on a stream, because that way, no one can associate that with you. No one can come after you for it, right? Fair enough? Alrighty then. Alright, guys. So thanks very much for considering contributing. And again, thank you to anyone who tips me today. That helps me more than anything. So thank you in advance. Alright, so moving on, guys. Let's talk about the rules of the stream, okay? I'm a streamer here on Twitch.tv. That means that I need to abide by all of the rules and regulations of this business. That means I can't just say and do whatever the heck I want on the stream. I have to follow the rules that they've laid out. Sorry about that it can't be the Wild West out here, but it's just how it is. Now, in addition, I have my own sets of rules that I like to follow to maintain a certain kind of chill vibe on my streams. Let me explain. I want it to be this so that when you come to one of my gameplay streams, you can ignore all of that drama, that stress, and all those things that bother you in your real lives, right? You're coming here to unwind and to kind of disconnect from all of that. You're not coming here to be inundated with even more kind of drama and toxicity and stress, right? So what I do is I try to maintain a vibe that makes it easy for that. And I feel that there's certain topics that sadly, if we do allow them as discussion on the stream, they kind of derail the stream and they get people getting arguments with each other. And in particular, it just gets people nasty, all right? Those topics are politics and religion. In the 11 years that I've been a content creator, I've found that it's really hard to have those as intelligent discussions on a stream because technically, people just kind of have a hard time seeing from another person's perspective. And the last thing I want is someone coming by my stream here. Oh, man, I had a really bad day. Time to unwind and watch Phil play some Pokemon. Let's see what he's up to. Oh, cool. He's out in the wild. He's catching some Pokemon he didn't get yet. What is the stream chatters talking about? Oh, look, Trump's being impeached, and we really need to leave with Brexit immediately. It's taking too long. What the hell is this? Right? And I don't want that. In reality, I don't see how those topics even tie into what I'm doing on my gameplay streams, frankly. So, if I'm playing a game that has some kind of a tie to politics, and there's a political discussion or religious discussion that's happened in video games before that I've played, that's different. That's in context to a game I'm playing. That's perfectly fine. But please, in general, let's keep those topics out of the stream chat just because I know they get so argumentative. All right? Now, in addition to that, I am well aware there are lots of people on the internet who constantly rip me off, make fun of me, defame me, slander me, insult myself and my family, all at my expense so that they can get ahead, so they get clicks on clickbait, so they can get views and make money, and generally so they can ride my coattails and make a living on my behalf, despite the fact that everything they do is completely and utterly illegal. YouTube refuses to do anything about it unless I sue them. I'm not going to sue them. I'm a positive content creator. I focus on making fun and original content for you guys every day. If I took the time to sue every single person who did something nasty to me or illegal to me, I would never have time to make positive content, nor do I have the money or time to do it anyway. So, it's a moot point. We know it happens. We know it exists. So bringing it up on the streams is strictly prohibited because all that's doing is bringing attention to those people who are already doing nasty, immoral, and disgusting things. So why the hell are we going to bring it up on my streams and derail the stream, right? So please understand that. Sadly, some people come in here innocently and will start referencing, oh, did you know this guy's illegally restreaming you? Of course I do. But there's no point in bringing it up because I can't stop him. He's hiding out on YouTube. You notice he's not doing it on Twitch because on Twitch, those people aren't allowed. They all got fucking banned for violating Twitch's rules because they actually enforce their codes while YouTube does not, okay? So, please understand that, and please know that that's against the rules to reference it, and so we just ignore that crap, okay? Alright, guys, it's time for the third and final segment of the pre-stream, which is the shout-outs, where I say thank you to those who have contributed. This is the first shout-out segment of 2020. So I'm curious to see what questions and people have for me lined up for the first stream of 2020, right? So first of all, we had an overnight contribution from Cody Carls, okay? And Cody Carls asked the following. He says, "This 2020, what are some of your favorite moments overall of the last decade?" overall, or hold on, everyone, there's a bottle crunch incoming. I'm forewarning you. Ready? Okay, here it comes. Just wanted to warn everyone, since some people say that hurts their ears so badly. Man, favorite moments of the decade. Man, that's a tough question, but I'll do my best. So from 2010 to 2011, the highest moment would probably be my marriage, when I got married to Kat, and the fact that we have such an amazing life together. Like, I seriously keep telling you guys, my personal life right now is at an all-time high. Like, I love my personal life with my wife and my cat. We have so much fun together, and it just, whenever we're together, we get, you know what I mean? Even though we don't get to be together that much, when we're together, it's such a good time. And I mean that too. Like, I just really love my personal life. I'm so happy to have that. But let's see. The last 10 years, I would say the realization that I was going to be able to make a living on my own and not work for another company. You know what I mean? Like, when I first tried to do YouTube in 2011 on my own, and be self-employed, and when it worked, and I was like, holy shit. So unlike the rest of my life, where I was basically kind of a slave to a company and always had to basically be undervalued and mistreated, I can finally just be my own boss and do what I want to do and make a living doing it. Like, that was probably that moment of realization when I realized that could happen and that was going to be my future, at least for the immediate future. And hell, since then, it's been, 9 more years that I've been able to do it. That was probably an amazing positive moment for me. Okay. I would say, geez, the highest highs the last 10 years. You know, you could always point out certain gameplay moments. Like, you say, oh man, I really remember that the Heavy Rain playthrough was one of the most fun things I ever did, right? And stuff like that. But in reality, for me, the gameplay moments, they happen so often, and they are tons of fun, that it all kind of becomes a white noise jumble. You know what I mean? Like, I know we have so much fun on stream all the time that it's hard for me to siphon out one or two. How do I single out a couple moments that are like my favorite moments of the last decade? It's very hard. It's very hard for me to do because there's so many highs. You see what I mean? It's not like, oh man, most of the times my streams are boring and then I pick out a couple great moments. It's like my streams are fun all the time. So because of that, I don't really have a way to say this is the best moment or whatever. You see what I mean? I would say my ability to do some of the creative stuff that I've done over the years. Like, remember when I used to edit year-end specials? And remember when I used to do stuff for KO Gaming? That at least proved that if I wanted to make that kind of content, that I had the talent to do it. Like, KO Gaming in particular, that year doing the edited content, I got so much positive feedback. People telling me, Phil, like, we never thought you could do this. We always made fun of you as the guy who just does raw content because he's lazy and untalented. But here's your evidence that you actually could do this if you actually wanted to, right? That was pretty much a very giant positive step for me. Geez. I mean, I could just sit here and talk about this all day, so I'm not going to. But, you know, just in general, every day being able to come out, and whether it was with a camera and pointing that at my TV, or turning on a live stream with direct capture, no matter what console it was, no matter what game I was playing, the fact that I had an audience that was engaged and interactive and fun, and they wanted to hear my opinions and hear from me every day. They cared about me and how I was doing. That's probably just one of the most amazing things possible, right? Because previous to the whole thing with YouTube and Twitch and all this, I was just a guy who, like, yeah, I was known in the Street Fighter community, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it wasn't that big of a deal to me. Like, that was always kind of a thing in my life that, all right, in a very small, grassroots, narrow community, maybe I'm known. But outside of that, no one really cared, you know? Who cares about Phil? He's just some guy, sits down at a desk, types some keys all day, does some fucking work or whatever. And I never thought that I would really amount to anything. Quite frankly, as much as I would love to amount to something, I never really thought anyone was ever going to care about me and my opinions or anything that I had said or did. And then all of a sudden, you know, being an internet personality and having these kind of opinions that people care about, it really changed everything for me. my whole life in the last 10 years was completely flipped on its head and changed up. Mostly for positive ways. Of course, some ways for negative, which we all know. I'm not going to dwell on the negative. I'm going to dwell on the positive, right? So there you go, Cody. I hope that's a good enough answer for you. I know I didn't really go super specific or whatever, but that's really how I feel. Okay? All right. So that Anonymous resubscribed for 30 months. It says, "The king is dead. Long live the king." Thank you very much. That Anonymous. It's a famous quote, by the way. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate the ongoing support, sir. Third out of the third did a 50-bit cheer, which currently, if you can believe it, is still the top cheer. So I'm going to get him up on the leaderboard because it is the top cheer of the day. And by the way, I guess we should all say welcome back to Third Eye the Third. If you guys didn't notice, I did a few high-profile unbannings the other day. I said, all right, for kind of a new attitude, new year, holidays, and everything, I'm going to give some people another shot. I know Third Eye has had multiple shots before, but maybe in the last year he's learned his lesson. Because keep in mind, he was banned from the stream for a year, all right? A year. So maybe that's enough for him to learn, what's allowable and what's not, and what's the line to cross and stuff. I hope so, because really it was his dishonesty with me that really hurt me and pissed me off back in late 2017, okay? But anyway, excuse me, it was late 2018, excuse me, not late 2017. But anyway, he's back, and he cheered. He said, "Happy New Year to everyone. Darkside Phil, here's to another year of great positive content for 2020. Let's continue the success story." See what I mean? Like, when Third Eye's being a nice guy, he actually says some really nice stuff that has meaning to it, So, thank you, Third Eye, for the cheer, and that's a very nice, positive message. Thank you very much, man. All right, Rink Dude. Resubscribed for 8 months. Happy New Year, Phil. Happy New Year to you, Rink Dude. Now, we got someone here named O Brexit O Trump who tipped me $1 and claims that they've been banned. He says, "Why was I banned? All I did was say hello. This is not a good way to start off the new year." Well, first of all, what is your name? Is it actually O Brexit O Trump? Hold on a second here. It is O Brexit O Trump. Oh my God. Alright, I guess I'll give him an unban. I'll give him an unban for now. And let's see if he can behave. If he trolls or whatever, then he gets rebanned, then I'm not gonna have nothing to do with it, okay? But it is what it is. Hopefully the guy behaves and he doesn't get rebanned. Alright. Fair enough. Continuing on. Third Eye the Third cheered again. He said, "Is it fair to say the bad games list is so big because you skipped so many good games this year?" I don't know. Because the thing is, I did skip a lot of games this year. But it's funny because most people would probably agree that maybe I skipped like 2-3 good games total. It's certainly not like I was skipping tons of high-profile games that everyone was screaming and clamoring were the best games of the year, and then I missed out on them. You know what I mean? Like, I played the big high-profile games this year. I didn't skip them purposely or anything. It was really the games that I didn't know too much about or I hadn't heard much about that I skipped out on. And some people just happened to say those are some of the better games of the year. So, it's hard to answer that question because I don't know. Out of the games that I did play or didn't play or that I skipped, were they great? I don't know because I didn't play them, right? Like, that would be pretty hard for me to answer. But, so it's funny because you're saying, some people would say, "Oh man, there were terrible games this year." Anthem and stuff like that. Guess what game isn't in my most disappointing games list? Anthem, because I didn't play it, It's actually going to be games that I played that are disappointing to me. And you're going to see when this list comes out, you may be shocked at some of the things that I found very disappointing this year. So I guess just wait till Sunday, and then you're going to see what I have to say. That's some of the mystique and the anticipation behind my year-end series. People always speculate what games are going to be Phil's favorite games of the year and what games are going to be Phil's most disappointing games of the year. And the other thing about it is I don't review games anymore. So I haven't given a formal review score to a single game in 2019. So you guys really have no idea what games I'm going to pick for my games of the year. You have no clue. I could make Luigi's Mansion 3 my game of the year, and you'd be none the wiser. You'd have no idea, right? Untitled Goose Game could be my game of the year. Who knows? Okay, then. Anyway. Continuing on. Third Eye the Third cheered again. He said, what do you think about letting a top contributor add a song of their choice to the playlist? No. The playlist is just for remixes of me and my content to avoid copyright issues. If I find better remixes of stuff of me, etc., I'll add them to the list. If someone has suggestions of remixes they want to add, they can always send them my way and I could give them a listen. But no, I'm not adding random music to the playlist. Third Eye the Third cheered again. He says, you hadn't met your wife. Do you think you still enjoy streaming now? Or would you be a lot more angry and triggered by petty shit? I'm trying to imagine a single 2020 Phil. I just see things insanely angry person with red eyes who always leans in the chat. I mean, I'll be honest with you, and I've talked about this before. I don't even know where I would be today if I hadn't met Kat. Like, that year of 2016, 2017 was one of the worst of my life. There was terrible things going on behind the scenes. There were terrible things going on publicly. There were just terrible things happening constantly to me. To the point where I was pretty much at my end of my limits of what I could take as a person. You know, not just as a content creator and the trolling, but I'm talking about stuff going on that I don't really talk about publicly. That was just really, you know, I was losing my mind. And, you know, meeting Kat was just kind of I told you guys, a godsend. Because without her, I don't know if I would even be here in this position I'm in. I don't know if I would be here at all. Quite frankly, who knows what would happen? I might be in a fucking padded cell somewhere, bouncing off the fucking walls, or I could be, you know, who knows if I'd be on this planet, right? Who knows? You know, you never know. And that's the thing is, you kind of look at these situations, and you're like, geez, it could have gone one way, it could have gone the other way. Thank God it went the way it went, right? Even though, certainly, is this the ideal situation? No. I'm still got lots of stuff to work on. I still got lots of things to improve and things I need to make better in my life, all right? But in particular, you know, just things are so good in my life outside of those stupid negative things that hold me back that I find it hard to complain. You know what I mean? People don't really understand that about, like, last year. Oh, Phil rushed off to Connecticut and he was lying to his audience the whole time about getting married and all of that. And it's like, you guys don't seem to understand. Because you don't. You know, you're not in my position, certainly. And a lot of you are a lot younger than me, too. And you haven't gone through the stuff that I've gone through. But, you know, how important it is to have a great relationship with someone who you can love and rely on for love back and being that rock of support. And, you know, someone to share these moments with and go through to help each other, but also to share the good moments. And, you know, I could go on about this forever. I don't really want to. I'm sure you guys don't want me to talk about this for an hour today, but, you know, it was a rough time. It really was. And you're absolutely right, Third Eye to Third, in assessing that I have no clue where I would be today if it weren't for just the luck and amazing coincidence of meeting my wife at the time. And who would have thought? Because I swear to God, sometimes things happen that seem like a miracle. Like, how the fuck did this ever happen? You know, the whole YouTube thing, I say, how did this happen? It was right place, right time. I feel that if I had done YouTube a few years earlier or a few years later, it never would have worked out to be anything. You know, if I wasn't in the right place, right time, I never would have met Kat. So that's what I mean. Like, there's so much stuff that's just been like such good timing and good luck in my life. That's why I am so grateful for everything. So, all right, let's continue on. Let's not dwell on this the whole stream. MAGA 2020 tipped me $1 and said a bunch of political shit. That's great. I don't care. Thanks for the $1 tip. Top Tipper tipped me $2, and my real name is Top Tipper, and I'm very popular everywhere that I go. Well, Top Tipper, it just so happens you're the top tipper. So thank you, Top Tipper, for being the top tipper today for the $2 tip. However, being that number one, this is just the start of the stream, and number two, this is a stream where the top tipper will actually get to name a Pokemon. Chances are you will not be the top tipper for the entire of the stream. So Top Tipper, thank you for being the top tipper here at the beginning of the stream. But by the end of the stream, I get the feeling that Top Tipper will no longer be the top tipper, as we'll have a new top tipper that wants to name a Pokemon by being the top tipper or the top contributor. Keep in mind, it's not just tips that are in the factoring here, but also other contribution methods that can make you the top contributor of the stream. But thank you, Top Tipper, very much. Okay. Ace did a 50-bit cheers and Happy New Year. What's going on, Ace? How's it going, man? Happy New Year to you as well. Good to see you on the stream. I don't believe I've seen you recently. So hopefully you had a happy holidays, and welcome back. PW Dubs tipped me $1. Happy New Year, Philip. Do you know you left stream 1 minute until New Year's yesterday? That was like an epic troll. No, because it wasn't 1 minute to New Year's for me. My New Year's was 3 hours later. And I'm sure people will be asking me, how did I celebrate my New Year's with my wife? I'll tell you on the stream today if you ask. We had a good time. So, yeah, there you go. But no, I did not. And for me, it was not New Year's for another 3 hours. So it didn't matter. Okay? I wasn't going to do. What was the point of doing a countdown to New Year's when it wasn't my New Year's? All right? It's kind of being kind of facetious, don't you think? Kind of disingenuous. And I don't want to do that. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you there. Let's now get to shout-outs for the top cheerers of the week. Thank you very much to the following people so far. Keep in mind the week is young. But thank you very much to the following top cheerers of the week so far. In 10th place, we've got Darth Choey. We've got a quadruple tie for 6th place. Good Lord. Between Third Eye the Third, Good Game Goblin, Killgreed 4, and Pepe Sylvia Jr. Then in 5th place, we've got Snake Eater. 4th place goes to Poopster. 3rd place is Sambuca 2020. 2nd place, Delancius. And in 1st place so far this week, Mr. Papavera. What's up? Good stuff. Thank you guys for your support. Sub-gifters of the week. We have Gloves123 who gifted a single sub to the channel. We have Internet Famous McCroy who gifted 3 subscriptions to the channel. And then we've got Cliffy Bureau currently in 1st place who has gifted 6 big, shining, very juicy subscriptions to the channel. They're full of flavor and juice. So thank you very much, Cliffy Bureau, for those gifted subs. All right, guys, if you can believe it, it actually looks like the pre-stream is going to be pretty short today because we got through everything. I got through what I had to say. I got through all the shout-outs. It seems to have calmed down with the contributions. So it looks like we're going to get right into the conclusion of Pokemon. Now, to reiterate, if you weren't here at the very... Oh, wait a minute. Vincent just did a 100-bit cheer. That makes him the top cheer of the day. He says, Happy New Year. Can't believe we're in the year 2020. I know, Vincent, it seems like just yesterday that the Mayan apocalypse was hitting and that the world was going to end. I was sure of it. I thought that was the end of it. And some people actually hypothesize that the world did end and that we're actually in some weird alternate dimension post-world that that's why we have so many crazy things happening in the world now that normally we wouldn't have believed earlier. So maybe we are. Maybe we're in some weird alternate dimension and we all actually passed away back in 2012. We're in, who knows? Who knows what's going on? Okay? But, thank you very much for the 100-bit cheer and Happy New Year to you as well. PW Dubs just tipped another $1. He says, how would you describe our 1 year together? I met you in June. I've been a fan since. I would say it's been a very positive relationship. You've been a fun contributor to the streams. You ask some fun and pertinent questions. You contribute, which is very much appreciated. So I would say nothing but love. How about that? Nothing but love for PW Dub. What the hell? That sounded so cheesy. Albert Aponte tipped $1. And he says, Happy New Year 2020, Phil and Kat. Shout out to Jasper. Thank you very much, Alfred, for the $1 tip. I appreciate that. And Happy New Year. What the fuck? I'm trying to... Let's try this again. There. All right. Thank you very much, Alfred Aponte, for the $1 tip. I appreciate that very much. My keyboard was going ape shit here. Yes, thank you for the contribution. And shout out to you. Happy New Year. All right. All right, good stuff. All right, guys, so a reminder, as we're about to start with Pokemon Sword, today's stream's a little bit differently, okay? What we're going to do is I'm going to finish up the story first, okay? Let's finish the story of the game first. Then I'm going to open up the ability for you to use your Penne points or channel points here to pick 3 Pokemon to be in my party once I have the ability to go to the Poké Center and actually have my Pokemon come back from jobs and then go out, and do optional stuff, okay? I don't want to tell you guys, oh, we're going to do it, and then next thing you know, I can't do it because I'm in the middle of this story conclusion. We're kind of in a unique spot here in the Pokemon playthrough that I haven't been faced with this before, where I haven't been able to do just whatever I want to do. So that's how we're going to approach it. what I'm going to do is I'm going to go use the restroom quickly, as I usually do before we get started. And then when I come back, we're going to go right into the story, all right, and try to finish it up. And then we're going to, like I said, eventually once the game opens up to being able to go to the Pokemon Center, then I will allow you guys to use your channel points to assign the Pokemon for my game today. Okay, and remember, top contributor of today will get the ability to nominate, or excuse me, to nominate. We'll get the ability to name a Pokemon. All right? So that's coming up. Fair enough? All right, guys. I'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks. See you in a bit. All right.